Good morning, folks. Welcome back. We're going to keep going on with our Gore Fields environments today, and I think we're going to work on the respawn point where people come back when they die. Um, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. I'm going to remove our base cube, and I think I'm going to use a plane today. It's going to make it a little easier for the math. And let's scale it up to 100 by 100 for right now. I think that should be good. Then we're going to take it, and I want 16 by 16, and I don't feel like doing the math. So 2R 15, no, Control R 15. Cool, that should create 16 there, and Control R 16. Although that, maybe we need one more, right? Undo. Yeah, because we don't want the outside one to be that. So I actually do want Control R 16 and Control R 16. Cool, because that means there should be 256 inside that outer ring for spaces. Cool. Now, let's take that and modeling, tissue, dual mesh it. Source is quads. Hey Shayla, good morning. Okay, that should be good. Get rid of the original plane and tab. Let's see what we got. Yes. We got some funkiness going on there. It's kind of what we wanted. Now, let's see. Can I select these? Is this an easy way? Yes, it is. And plus. And then we want, I don't remember the exact math, but I'm going to assume that works. All right, cool. So that gives us some interesting looking quad or hexagon shapes there. Let us insert individual, bring them in, and GZ down. Maybe one more. Yeah. Again, and GZ down. And that gives us this kind of funky hexagon pattern here. Let's just see what it looks like in relation to a person size. Make sure we're at the right scale. I've cremated Ramon. Where did I put Ramon? All right, Ramon is there. Let's bring Ramon to here. Yeah, that looks about perfect. I think it's a little large, which is fine. We can let it be a little large. I'm into that. It is kind of honeycomb-like. You're right. Let's get rid of that. We're going to make it a little less that, I think, but let's just see. Go 1. Blobs it down more. That looks okay. Cool. I think we'll do that. Apply it and edit it. Great. Actually, that's perfect. Let's keep that and add that to the detail vertex group. Assign. Cool. Now, I think we'll take the outside edges again and E scale. Give ourselves a little bit more. Cool. Now let's just add some loops. Get something to play with. Cool. Now we have that. Let's just come in and sculpt mode. And 7, and let's come here. mask pretty much all of this stuff. This we're doing. Yep. And then let's cut our strength to like 0.25 and just not 10. Jeez. 0.25. Okay. And just a bit of that. Cool. And make it bigger. Bring it up and out. And just kind of create some shapes that are a little bit more interesting to play with going forward. Let's move that down. Don't want as big a bump there as it looks like we're getting. Cool. Bring it down even. Cool. Great. That'll work for us, I think. Object mode, come back, and terrain, trainer base. Rotation scale. Make sure we did that first. I don't remember if we did. I don't think so. Yeah, that's better. This gives us something. Let's cut our strength down to 5 in the verticals. I think that'll help us a lot. Yeah, and I think we still need more. Okay, so turn off in edit mode and edit it. Come on, edit it. There we go. Now let's select detail. Now let's grab a bit more. Plus, plus. Cool. And assign. Come back out. That should make those holes a lot more uniform. And actually be holes, maybe. Yeah, that's feeling better. Let's bring Ramon back in. Let's check his scale. Yeah, still looking good. So we got kind of, because of the way it's working, some of the area around it is lower, and we get like craters, and some is not. But that's fine. I think that's looking kind of neat. I'm into that. Could be good. That's kind of weird there, but that probably was still selected or some shit, right? Let's see. Yeah. Select those and remove from detail. That's just 3. Yeah, and remove that from detail. Great. Should be good. Let's see. Kind of into that. Now, let's see. What are we looking at here in terms of the edges? We might want to play with that a little bit, just to make it a little less square. We can even just play here, though. Now let's just go to sculpt. And you're thinking, I know. Let's turn off our material, or our modifier there. Sculpt. Now let's just take these edges and make them a little less clean. So it just doesn't have a sharp at the end there like that. Oh, that's looking better. Yeah. Cool. Just so it feels a little, again, it's harder to tell where the border is. We can even bring some of those down a little bit. That'll help too. Yeah, I feel better about that. Okay. Turn it back on. Good deal. That looks cool. Now, before I apply it, let's just bring in a water plane. Get a bit bigger. And GZ down. Okay. Yeah, so we do have some leakage around the pools where they're, but that's fine. So every one of those pods has goo in it, basically. Fun. We can certainly use that. Nice. Let's go ahead and save. New 25.08.11.1 live stream. What are we going to call it? Respawn point. Cool. Where the people show up. Nice. And so they gotta crawl out of there and then make their way out to somewhere else. And we can make it, I think we do need to make it a little bit more interesting. It's also still very square, which is fine, but I kind of want it to feel deliberate in that area. So we're good at that. But let's put like a big rib cage over it this time. So grab one. Skeletons. I don't know. Not sure which one to use. Something kind of wide maybe this time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really makes very little difference, but this one I know doesn't have a bottom, so that's cool. So let's use it again. Well, no, it's kind of long though. Let's try this one. See what it does. Just to try something different. Get this out of our way. 9 S100. Cool. I'm into that. That's fun for me. Let's see. I bet you this one is not all one piece. Well, no, it's not. Good. Cool. So we can just do B, Control L, and yeah, we'll get rid of it. Cool. And then on the back side, same thing for the tail. Let's grab all that. Nuked it out. Cool. Oh, there's some stuff in the middle. You can capture. Good. And one. Get rid of all that. We want to have a floor. I don't think we need the sternum. So let's just punch that out as well. Maybe we'll just do this one manually though. Cool. What? That's a different part? That's bizarre. And it looks like we got a few floater vertices back here. Get rid of them. Okay, so that gives us this giant spiky rib cage, which is kind of cool looking, over our space. Let's bring it down slightly or change our ground up slightly. I think bring it down slightly. So it's, yeah. That looks good. And save again. It's a giant rib cage, because there's our person. That's a giant rib cage over our spawning bed. Sort of fun. It's going to give us something visual to look at when we're like down here too, because that's going to be like our human level shot, and it's just massive. It's cool. I like that. Now I want to try a couple of different ways to make some stuff hanging off of it. For one thing, I think the first thing I want to try is random flow. Let's see. Let's just select a few at a time. Okay, let's see how this does. And Shift Q, turn off dynamic scale. Shift Q, random cables. Bevel of 0.1. There we go. That hangs down like that. They hang very far because they're so big. So we have to bring them back up. That up, and then that up. And that gives us some hangy bits, which I think is about where we want it to be. I don't really want it to go all the way down into the water, so that's just something we need to fix. Bring the min up as well, so it's like to there. Cool. Now we can just kind of repeat that again a couple times. 7.9 tab, and let's just see, Shift Q, cables, seed. Great, there's some more. And then cables. Great, there's some more. And then cool. It's better to create them in a little bit at a time, because then you can kind of keep them from going too far. And then that one hangs too much now, so we got to bring it back up a bit. Maybe even a bit more. Okay. Cool. We got a few that I messed up on, but that's fine. That might be enough of that method. And let's just grab the two that I screwed up on. This is this one. And we just get rid of this. Or, yeah, we just get rid of it. I don't care. And then tab, and then this one. Get rid of that one. So now nothing sinks all the way into our water. But we got some hanging stuff, and that's cool. Okay, so then let's come back and grab all of our hanging cables here, and I'm just gonna join them together. And geometry, maybe I'll make them a little bit bigger, like 0.15. Okay, sure. And then let's fill the caps on them, and object convert to mesh, and save. So now we got a bunch of cables, basically, hanging down. Good time to use differential growth. Apply differential growth, and we're not going to use vertex groups on this one, I don't think. Growth direction of -1. It's going to grow down. And save. Set our end to like 20 just to make sure it doesn't go too high. And play. Looking good. Yeah, we're just quiet. Who knows? We don't always talk. I'm here. That's looking cool. That's definitely doing what we want to make it sort of gooey looking. And I think 20 is going to be perfect. Yeah, now it feels more like guts and not cables, which is definitely the vibe we want. We like guts. I'm into that. Indeed. Good with that? Okay. And yeah, let's just apply it. And take a look at it. It's what, 1.7 mil? That's a little high. Probably a little higher than it needs to be, but I don't know that it's going to really hurt us performance-wise. But let's cut it down just a bit. Generate, decimate. Let's take it to like 0.33. The old school, keep it low so you don't explode in me can be strong when I don't need to. Yeah, okay, under 1 million now. We didn't get to 0.3, but we got about half. Apply. I'm thinking. You going to SIGGRAPH this week, Shayla? I know you're around here too. Thinking I'm going to go to, I just got a ticket to the exhibition hall. I'm thinking I'm going to go probably tomorrow afternoon and wander around the exhibition hall of SIGGRAPH. Cool. Now, what else do we want to do to it? Other fun drippy things we can put in there. And we could do the same kind of thing on the actual bones. That could be neat. That could be fun. Have some drippy bits. Or we could go and add flesh to the outside of it and make it harder to see. That could be also fun. Like tearing into it flesh. Which way seems more fun? I think I like being able to see the sky, so let's leave it uncovered. Grab this thing and let's duplicate it. And new collection. This is going to be bones, and we'll turn it off right now. So that's the one that we want to keep around. This one, we're going to come over and tissue and weight paint and formula local normal coordinates. Let's just see what NZ gives us. Let's point out capital. Okay, that gives us vertical. Can we do a minus NZ? Yes. Minus NZ is giving us the bottom. That's what we want. Cool. Now, you can just remember it's called minus NZ. Okay, cool. Leave weight paint behind. And we're going to go back to another one that I created. And it's delete selection. Vertex group is minus NZ. And we want to actually keep the selection this time. And we can adjust our threshold to how much we keep or get rid of. Works really well with tissue to grab stuff like this. We'll grab just that bottom part there and apply all. So we're going to keep that part. Okay. Now, because I still don't want the entire bottom to be dripping like this, let's do it one more time. Let's come back in and weight paint. And we're going to do a new one. Tissue, random. Great. It's fine. And we can call minus NT again. Still, I guess it's just do that. Okay, great. Object. Back to here. Add geometry nodes. Delete selection. Minus NZ. And our threshold we can keep or delete till we get something kind of funky like that. That'll work. And apply all. So that just gives us pointed the right direction parts of the skeleton that we want. And we need to make it solid so we can use diffy growth on it. So add a modifier solidify and just make it a little bit bigger. See how thick we made it. Doesn't need to be that thick even. Minus 0.25. Okay. Apply all. And just to make it a little bit different, let's just do Control 1. Great. And apply all. So now if we come back and we turn back on bones, yeah, we got bits hanging on the bottom of that essentially. And it's only on the bottom. So now add a modifier, geometry node, differential growth again. Again, let's point it down. Voxel size of 0.1, make it a little bit bigger. Save. And let's see what it gives us. We can change our scale to big too, 25. We might need our scale to be a little smaller if we want it to grow more. That's kind of not showing us very much. Let's see. Set our scale to 5. That should make it really grow. Stop. Rewind. Play. More. Yeah, it does. We could even do more. Let's bring it down. Let's set our voxel size to 0.2. Yeah. And our growth multiplier on the vertical range to 2. Now it's gonna, yeah, do that. Stop and go to the end. Now let's just make sure that, yep, still hanging on to the top. Yeah, we couldn't make our voxel any bigger and have it still connect, but that's still connecting. Honestly, there's a ton on YouTube. It's just a matter of going and sort of finding things that you're looking for. I went and found some stuff and then just played with it a lot. But I want to check out that guy who did the big book, the big node book, where he describes every geometry node. But I haven't bought it yet. Looks good. So, but these were ones I created just by looking at other stuff and then modifying it to make it kind of what I wanted. And it does a pretty good job. I'm reasonably okay with it. I like that okay. Sure. I don't think it's that big, is it? Just this. No, it's small. Okay. Cool. I think that hangs down enough. Let's apply. And because it's small, let's do a subdiv on it, make it smoother. Let's make it bigger. And it's a lot smoother. Yeah, that's cool looking. And we can apply that too. And we might even decimate it now. Because it's probably a little big now. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's only 700. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. Great, we got bits of goo hanging off the skeleton now. And they look fun. And we'll probably add a bit more of different kinds of stuff there too. But I'm just going to try a couple of different techniques today, see what we like. And I haven't done a couple of these in a while, so you know, it's fun. Okay, let's tab A, U, Smart UV project it, unwrap it. So it has some UVs too, while I'm thinking about it. Now, I'm into this. I think I want to use some of the organic mod as well. Let's save. I'm going to move this to ground. So new collection, ground. And for the purposes of what we're doing, we need to move bones into ground. Cool. Save early, save often. Back over here, organic. And nets works pretty well, so let's use a net here. I've been getting pretty good results with that. Import an object. Yep. Great. There's our net object. Main settings, collisions are going to be ground. And it's going to think for a minute. Yep. Cool. And we're going to need our link length to be like 10, which will make it go, yeah. And then we're going to need to set our resolution to like 2048. And we'll look at our 512, see if that's enough to show us something. Cool. And then GZ to bring it up. So it more connects from there, yeah. That looks good. Let's just double check it with a preview. Yeah, so, okay. They look like they're connected still. We could even give it a bit more, and that would be safer. But I think we'll try to allow it for that. Radius, I'm going to make it just a bit thicker. Let's take it to 15. Help keep it solid. Cool. I like that. And we want a couple of these now. Alt-D or Shift-D? I think probably Shift-D. Move it over to like here. I mean, we could go nuts and put it everywhere kind of vibe, but we also want to allow some space too. Let's do it again. Bring it over to here. And up to here maybe, and even in, just so it touches more like that. Let's see how that one looks. Funky, let's try without preview. Okay, so it still gets funky, whatever there. Not into that, but that's okay. Let's see what happens if we... So 20 gives us more. Okay, and link density, let's take it to like 5. Just make it so it's a few less too. Okay. That's better. I'm not too worried about those, but I don't necessarily want it going in that far. So let's actually cut it down length to like 6. Okay, now let's move it. out of my spawning pool. I don't want it in the spawning pool. Cool. That feels better. Important to think about what we're going to do for our shots, too, because there's no point in putting it in places we're not going to use it. Okay, now that it's there, let's drag that back up to length of 10 again. So it goes further. Yeah, okay. Sure. And gravity settings. Let's punch up the gravity. I might just have to delete those 2 or 3 that are kind of over my area that I want. There we go. That's fine. Just a different way of making these things, basically, but that's cool. I like that. I'm into that. Then let's try on the surface. It's a little different from mine, but could be cool. It's another way to get some things in here. Put that there. Import the object. Surface. And again, main settings, collision with ground. So do both. We could just do bone, and that would be faster. But let's try it with ground too. Ooh, yeah. How much if we let it grow? It's a 1. So what does that do if we take it to 5? Let's see. It's a curve, so we can probably edit the curve. See what it looks like. Okay, and that's turned off. Great. Tab. Yeah, it's just a curve. Okay, cool. And we can then draw. I want to make sure we're drawing on surface. Up along there, along here, there, there. Now let's see what that does. Should give us a lot more. Guessing. Yeah, okay, cool. It does. Branches. Branch number. Oh, we want like 20. Go nuts! Probably shouldn't have done quite that many this first to start. Let's see. Does it go slow now because I did that? Oh, it's thinking. That might have been silly on my part. Maybe jumping at a factor of 10, not the best thing. We'll give it a second, see what happens. I think my one might work better for this. And we'll give it another 30 seconds, then we'll kill it and try mine instead. Yeah, all right, let's kill it. Too much, I think. Yeah. End task. Goodbye. Let's load it back. Okay. And let's see if we got recovery. Autosave. They do tend to do that. Yeah. Again, like I tried to jump it from 2 to 20, so it was a factor of 10 on the branching in the geometry nodes. And it's not a geometry node setup that I'm particularly familiar with, so not entirely surprised. We'll use one that I am familiar with instead. That'll work better. Okay. Cool. And, I mean, we'll just leave it because it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not super efficient for this sort of thing. Instead, let's go and grab this sucker and duplicate it again. And it's in bone, right? So that's why it's slow. Move it the hell out of bones as soon as I can. Really should apply those ones too. Alright, come on. It's now recalculating all of the... Yeah. M. Move to scene collection. And then it's going to recalculate them again. And because we're tired of that, we're then going to go apply them all immediately afterward. Yeah. And all of these here. I guess we can do it one at a time. Apply to mesh. Apply to mesh. We'll use their method for doing it. Just make sure it's right. And that one's not even a mesh, but probably it'll convert it. It is their modifier. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it did. Okay, so all those, none of those are intersecting with our thing anymore. And there's our new one we're going to use. And again, yeah, do I care that they come across anywhere on it? No, we'll let it even go across the other stuff too. That's fine. Tab A, all that. Vertex group. Assign. Okay. Now, we're going to come in here and add a modifier. Tendril creation. Cool. We need to give it a target object of... It doesn't super matter, but I don't really want it to go... Well, I guess it can go over our pods. That would be okay. Let's just make sure where I'm at. Yeah, Shift S1, Shift A, empty sphere. So this, our target object is our empty O1. Our collision object, and this is annoying, but I have to make a single object now. Okay, great. So these two, okay, everything's been applied. So that's, has this been applied? I never applied terrain or base. Okay, the other reason it's running super slow. Apply our ground. Great. Take these and Control C, copy objects into collection, paste. Great. What the hell is that? I don't know, but it's going away. These two, join them together, and it's going to be collision. Great. All that, turn it off. Here, collision with collision. Grow on surface. Set our offset length to be 0.5 to start with, and our radius to be 0.1, and our density just to be 1. Even go with less than that. And then iterations, let's just start with like 10. Oh, and I need to give it a group. Okay, they're starting to grow. And let's go with an offset length of 2, make them longer. And that's everywhere. So let's cut our density down to 0.1. So there's far fewer of them. Okay, yeah. And then iterations to 50. Great. That's doing what I wanted. I think it's a little too small though. So we'll have to probably offset length. It's jumping a bit too much. So let's cut it to 1 meter to start with. Also a lot of faces. So that makes them half as long. I'm going to cut our density also down to 0.01. I don't need them everywhere. Okay, and our iterations of 150, because we've cut down our number a lot. And it should get there. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm into that. I think I want to make them a little bit wider. Let's make them have a radius of, not a resolution. We'll leave that at 4. Come on. So slow. Radius of 0.33. So they're chunkier. Yeah, that's better. Okay. We're going all the way along all that. Is that too much still? I feel like that might be too much still. I'm going to turn it off. Speed us up. And let's just come here and group. And select, random, deselect. And let's just remove those half from our starting positions. I don't know what they are, but let's see. That should cut it down a lot. on. Hey, unknown. I mean, it should make half as many, really. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's definitely fewer. Maybe too few now. Always a balance, right? Fewer starting points. So let's increase our density back up to 0.05. Try it. I think that'll be good. I have a good feeling about this. I'm the anti-Han Solo. Yeah, that's better. That looks good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just apply that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And look at it. Yeah, it's not that many. Seems good to me. Okay. Yeah, just to be careful, because I do want to do some differential growth on it, but I don't want to explode while I'm doing it. So let's create our proxy. Mesh, cube. Great. And give it differential growth as well. Voxel size of 0.3. Okay, and then this link copy modifiers. That should be better. Okay, and this sucker here, there's our object. Yep. And that's kind of fun already, getting funky. Oh, because we're let's maybe take it to 0.2. Yeah, all right, 0.2 sounds good. And I'm not going to give it any particular direction. I'm just going to say go nuts. Morning, Michael. Save and play. It's actually good. Let's stop it if we can. Pause. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of, again, another way to grow shit all over everything. But it kind of goes more in tendrils this time. I'm into that. I think it might be a bit too much on the growth side. Let's cut it down. I'm going to maybe just take it to, like, 3. Yeah. That looks okay. Sure. Apply all. Let's see. How big is that? It's still not very big. 0.5 mil. We're doing all right. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Just use it like it is. Tab, A, U, Smart UV Project. So now everything should be... No, those are not right. Sorry. I'm talking to myself, but just making sure things are UV projected. But I don't think that these are. I don't think they have been UV projected yet. I'm going to move this new collection to goo. And let's just turn off goo. so I can see what I've got. And I know these have been UV projected. Cool. This has been UV projected, but these have not. Let's join those together. Tab. A. Select it all. UV project it. There we go. Or as soon as it finishes, there we go. Great. Now let's give it the material over here. We've been using fat meat for these hangy bits. They could be good for that. But I'm going to try Alien Organic 3 instead, just to do something different. Cool. Move to goo, or tab, sorry. Get out of edit mode. Move to goo. And goo. Yeah, right? Let's see. Got, that's the nets, right? So this one, this one, this one. Link materials. Yeah, they should, and then, sorry, I didn't grab that one too. Link materials. Right, let's see, Z8, take a look. Gotta mix up the meat, that's right. Meat's back on the menu. Loading render, oh, right, sorry. Upgraded to Blender 451, so I gotta redo the render kernel. I was like, why is it redoing the render kernel? Because I figured it says it solved some bugs. I'm like, all right, well, I haven't seen too many bugs, but let's upgrade anyway. So it's redoing our kernel. And I guess we can do stuff while it's waiting. We just can't really look at anything. No, a fillet is a cut of meat. So you can have a fillet of beef too. It's just it's a cut lengthwise along the animal. So that's all that means. Yeah, as per Michael. I don't need this empty anymore because we've applied it. We might as well just delete it. I don't remember what this... Oh, that's my water plane. Let's move it to collection. It's not really water. Liquid. There we go. While we're doinking around and it's waiting. And we can just solidify. Maybe not that far, but whatever. Oh, well, actually, it would be that far once we apply rotation and scale. Thickness of 2. Updating messages. We're getting there. Come on. Almost done. Okay. We can see again. Woohoo! Let's just raise our exposure. 8. Look and see what we got. Loading render kernels. Yes, 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 yes. And technically, sushi is divided up by... Sushi is a cut of fish on top of rice. If it's in a roll, it's a maki. And if it's by itself, it's sashimi. So, yeah. Sushi is good. Had some this weekend. Come on. Load them kernels. Let's see. What do we do in the meantime while it's loading kernels? Not much right now. I do want to do some human-made structural type things in this as well in just a minute. We're going to jump on that as soon as... Yeah, it's just interesting that in the West we call sushi the whole thing, and in Japan they're like, not really. They look at you funny. I actually, weirdly, Michael, for me, I'm not a huge fan of cooked fish, but I like sushi. So I'm really not a big fan of like fish and chips or any of that kind of stuff. Doesn't really do it for me. There we go. Okay. That seems like that's working pretty well. Let me bring our bone back in too. And it's also going to need to be UV'd, although it doesn't have a material yet. But we know we're going to need to do it. Okay, there we go. So let's maybe bring in a structure to work on a little bit. Let's put, like, can't really have a walkway in the middle because these people, like, every one of these things is a person space basically, but we could put something here. Mesh, plane. Cool. Get in there. GZ up to there. Cool. And tab 2. Which direction is that? EX minus 2. Go that far. EX2. I'm not tracking too much if it's even. That's fine. Great. And then we can just grab our platform from here. Bring it over. Put it in. Oh, move this out of collection. Move to new collection. Platform. Great. And in standard collection, just dump in our crap. And 7, and get it off to the side. And then select. Come here. I'm going to turn it off, actually. I just wanted to shrink it. Bones go away for right now. Oh, and yeah, collision does need to go away. I don't think I need it anymore for anything. Let's get rid of it. Great. Okay. This to this. Link. Modifiers. You know the drill. Something we do every day, basically. And come in here and grab this sucker there. And let's set its base to ground, which will include bones, but it's not going over any bone right now, so it should be fine. Great. It's great to see. That's looking good. Cool. And it also gives us the advantage of I've now brought in bone, the material for this sucker. So this thing can now get a material of capital B bone 1. Yep. And we're probably going to need to UV editing. Yeah. S10. Cool. Let's see if that's good. Take a look. Yeah, it's pretty gross today. So it's supposed to be like 32 here today. It's gonna be hot, and it's humid. It's nasty. Oh well. Updating the mesh. Let's just see what we got. Cool. Sure. That's looking good. I'm into that. Let's go with our water now. That's, yeah, plain. And we're going to use new material. I picked up the Smartify nodes plugin off of Superhive a couple weeks ago. And I'm kind of wanting to play with it. We'll see what we have. It has a water shader that's not exactly what we're doing because it's not water. Let's put it on there for right now. Where did you go? Oh, come on. Shading. Great. We're in water, right? Sure. Yeah, we are. New water shader. Will it add the node group? Yeah, it will. Okay, surface. And volume. Get rid of this. And color. We're going to make it red and dark. Let's see if that will give us what we need. Pretty much, I think it will. Yeah, well, I mean, you're only 2 hours south of me, so seems right. Yeah, it's going to be gross. Tomorrow's also supposed to be gross. It's supposed to drop dramatically by the end of the week down, though, like down into the teens on Thursday and Friday. So, you know, we'll see. And rain. Updating meshes. Give me something. Great. Yeah, that's looking good for liquid. I'm into that. It's feeling bloody. Cool. Kind of liking my platform too. Doing all right there. Let's just turn off bone again. And maybe turn off goo. Just so I can see what the heck I'm doing with my platform. Yeah. And we will kind of move it so it's more center just because, I don't know. Why not? I'm not going to stress too much making it exact. There we go. Right. And then tab. Let's take that one, sure. EZ down GY. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Should be a stair. Yep, there it's giving us a stair. Nice. We wanted that. We like that for us. And then here, kind of the same thing. Tab. Let's take this one and 7 EY. Great. Cool. Let's add some edge cuts. So it's about right. There we go. EY. Great. And was the flat ones right? Yeah. Cool. EX2. That's pretty close actually. Shift R. EX minus 2. Let's take a look. Big platform. Great. Up. Great. Cool. Everybody out of the pool, as my dad would say. Let's take this now And again, just for funsies. Here, here, easy 1. Great. And maybe we do the same thing. Maybe not that one. This one. This one. Come on. Come on. Easy 1. Kind of a rail system up the side. Cool. It doesn't go sharp enough for stairs, so it's just a ramp, and that's fine. I'm into that. Trying to decide how funky we need to get with it, how complicated. Maybe not too much. Let's turn bones back on. Is that going up through the spine? No, it's right next to it. Great. Well, that's a little weird. Maybe we'll... Good to see that. Tab. Let's just say... Kind of like the idea of it going near it, but what if we take... G coplanar. That's not coplanar. Fine. Great. And just solo it. Let's see. Get all that again. Oh, come on. Great. Unsolo. And GZ. No, don't delete anything. GZ down. So you're going to walk underneath that. That should be enough height. Maybe we'll also cheat this up a bit. Let's move proportional size of like 4. Great. Yeah, okay, so it's going up underneath that, but that's enough human height that I'm good with that. Cool. Nice. So that's our exit from the spawning pits to a space, potentially. Do we want to put any kind of a structure on top of the tower or just make it interesting? I mean, we could. I think we're okay. Maybe we won't this time. We do need to take this, tab, A, U, Smart UV Project, unwrap, tab. And we know we're going to need to scale it up too. UV editing. Yeah. S20. Let's try that. And then layout. F4 append from yesterday, or Friday rather, whatever. Crash site. From the last time. Material. An organic one with lighting. Now let's see if that looks right. That might be neat because I think it should give us some light in our holes potentially, which we've not had from before. Scale looks pretty close, yeah. Yeah, you don't see the repetition when you're at this level. You do see it when you're further away, but that's fine. Cool. Good deal. Now, how much geometry node scattering do we want on this one? How much do we care about? Maybe a little bit. Maybe we should do it. Let's grab it. Doesn't really matter which one. Sure. Don't save. So we're going to do a little bit of scattering. You can also just, while I'm here. Oh, right. That's I added to that. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm into that as well. F4. Append up from material to object. And we'll grab fog. Brings that in. Cool. Append up from object to world. Grab world 1. And apply it. And then go to our exposure, set it to 6. And we are getting some light down here from those things, which is cool. This is the glowy bits. Nice. I'm into that. That's a 4. Append. One more thing. The sun. Need to move it probably, though. Ready to put the sun. There it is. M to lights. Good deal. And it's an exposure to 5 for right now. Great. Goo needs to come in, and then we'll be good. Goo. Which will make it probably much darker. Yeah, not too much darker. Cool. All right. Good deal. So now we're at a place where we can do our scattering. Save. So let's just come to our ground. And the first thing we're going to do is we got detail. Edit our ground. What's detail? All of that. It's actually pretty close to what we want, so we're just going to do plus, 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 plus. Great. And assign. Cool. And we've pulled up our other file yesterday. Yep, there we go. So we can go back up to fleshy bushes. We'll start with that. Why not? Doesn't really matter what order we do them in this time. Copy those. Over to here. Collection. Paste. Yep. New collection. Fleshy bushes. Great. Where are they? Okay. There we go. Cool. Geoscatter. Scattering on the ground. Picking a default nothing. Scatter our objects. Okay. Let's give ourselves a bit more room so we can see. Fleshy bushes. And distribution, culling masks. It's in a vertex group. We don't want it in detail. Cool. Rotation. we want to allow for a random rotate up to 8. Feels like pretty good to me. Scale. We're going to make our default scale twice as large. We liked that last time. We're going to allow a random scale down to a third of that. We're going to allow for a random mirror. And we're going to say, though there's not a lot of slope where it's going to matter, just to be sure, slope. I know. I find it so nasty that I don't like it either. Yeah, that makes me like it. It's one of those things. Cool. All right, and then let's set a distribution of 1 instance per meter. See what that gives us. Cool. That is good and definitely helps us some of the stuff on the outside just to keep that repetition of the texture down a little bit. Spines. Cool. Let's grab them. Do them next. Again, this is kind of the same stuff over and over again, and I apologize for that, but, you know, it is what it is. Bring those in, move them to a new collection called Spines, also in collection. And geoscatter, scatter the objects. Let's make sure we got them both selected. Yeah. And this is going to be Spines. So the first thing we want to do is we want to limit self-collision, because we've done this a couple times now. We kind of know what we like. To like, I'm going to say 8 this time. Then we're going to culling mask on our vertex group detail. Okay. Then we are going to random rotate up to 45. I'm bored, entertain me too. I'm hot, actually. I'm kind of like, I'm looking forward to this almost being over so I can leave this room and go into the air conditioning. Factor 5. Random scale on. Random mirror on. We won't worry about slope, but we will set a proximity to repel from bones, I think. A minimum of 5 meters. Now let's see how that looks. Instances on 0.1. Still quite a few, right? And they're still pretty close to bones, too. Let's make them further from bones. No, I'm sorry. 10. Yeah, there we go. I'm into that. That's fine. Cool. And those ones in the center are going away because they're just my default ones showing up here. And this whole area is going to go away. And yeah, we'll do the fleshy rib cages as well. Maybe we'll leave fleshy spine out this time. We don't really need it. We've got a lot of other stuff. It's kind of outside the focus of our area. But the spines are neat, or the rib cages are cool, rather. So let's paste M, new collection, fleshy rib cages. I do not watch UFC. Honestly, I don't watch very much at all, but I'm definitely not a sports guy of any kind. I like playing more than I like watching, but that would not be my thing. Like I said, I think I'm going to go to SIGGRAPH this week for a day. That should be one of my things that I'm doing, and then after that, I don't know. No plans for the weekend that I'm aware of. Okay, so grab them. Rib cages. Here we go. Scatter the objects. Fleshy rib cages. Limit self-collision. I'm going to keep them like quite far from each other this time, like 15 meters. Culling mask out of that vertex group. Used to play football some. That was fun. Basketball's fun, but I haven't played in years. I tend to be more of a personal sport. So, like, I ran a marathon. I did a bodybuilding competition, that kind of thing. Like, I tend to, like, compete against myself more than anybody else. 45, sure. Scale, factor. We're going to go, like, 12. Let's make it big this time. Also with random scale. Soccer was fun too, actually. Been a long time since that, but I enjoyed it. Kind of enjoy almost anything. If it's like me and some friends hanging out, that's cool. Proximity, repel, bones. Excuse me. Like 20. Density instances, 0.1. Let's see how many that gives us. I think croquet is a sport. I mean, I know you're joking, but I would call it a sport. Let's go with less than that, 0.01. And even make them bigger. Just sort of see them. Factor of 20. Cool. Yeah, I'm into that. That looks good. Yeah, we can see them through our holes there. That's nice. We don't want them. Interesting. Okay. That's just coming in too close. I guess we can just probably edit our group. Let's do that. And first off, let's turn off collection. Let's get out of our way. And geoscatter, turn it off for right now. And come here and tab. Yeah. See, let's just add. All that. Oh, that's going to keep it out. Well, yeah, okay, let's try it. A couple of issues there. Then we'll get rid of all of them. I don't want the ribs there, but let's assign that. Yeah. Cool. And turn back on geoscatter. Oh, absolutely. I work out 3 times a week. Usually I go to there's a fitness room in my apartment building where I live, and I go lift weights for sure. But that's different too. You definitely need to get up and move around, in my opinion anyway. That's better. Okay. Cool. I'm into that. I think that is okay. Yeah, I try to get at least. I'm sad if I don't get at least 6,000 or 7,000 steps a day. I try for 10,000. It doesn't always happen, but I definitely feel lame if I haven't gotten at least 5,000 in a day. So I mean, like, I'm active, I guess. probably what I'm saying. Let's come to this, edit this thing again. And let's just maybe Shift D, GZ, no, turn off GZ. There we go. GY. And I'm actually going to take this X face, get rid of that. Cool. Fill that. Great. You know, just giving this thing a bit more. EX minus 2. EX2. EY2. And then we'll give this a platform edge. Just to keep it, again, visually interesting, adding a little bit more. Oh, 3 days a week is actually, if you push yourself to failure, you'll see some pretty significant gains. In general, you want to do day on, day off, kind of by average. So if you have an extra day off here and there, it's okay. But you really want at least one, you want a day off any muscle group after you've worked that muscle group. So if you do more than 3 days a week, what you have to wind up doing is split your muscle groups into different days. So like I'll do a bicep today, and then I'll skip bicep, and then I'll do, you know, and then you can do more. But I'm not trying to particularly, you know, set the world on fire at this moment. Again, I did a bodybuilding competition. It was cool. I don't need to do another one. It was cool, but cool. 2. Yeah. E, Z. Give it an angle, and that should give us a full platform. There we go. Yeah, that's looking neat. I'm into that. Let's maybe take a moment now and just sort of look at our spacing in color. But yeah, I skipped going to the gym for almost like 10 years. I was busy doing other stuff, and I kind of started back again in February this year, finally. I'm really enjoying it again. And I am quite stronger now than I was in February, just from doing it 3 days a week. So it definitely makes a difference. Nice. Yeah. I think our sun angle is kind of garbage still. But we can fix that real quick. And it's going to probably have to be changed multiple times for shots. Just because. Where are you? Okay. And something like that. All right. Right. That's looking pretty good. I think we can go with that. Let's see. Where's my camera? Come on. Photographer. Camera. Back to the Alexa. Lens back to the Cook. Because, you know. 35. Oh, we need to change our camera clip end to like 500. Yeah. And exposure, I'll take it to 4 for right now. That makes it brighter. Yeah, probably a good idea. And resolution, Panavision wide. Shrink this down so we can see where we're at. That feels pretty cool to me. Kind of like that. Let's see. What's it look like? Yeah. Let's go a little bit more. We can actually make it a little wider, I think. Let's go to like 28. Yeah. That'll show us some water or liquid, blood, essentially. And I'm going to put person, I think, like right in here. And I might even bring another person, but that'll probably happen after. But I'll do a person here first. Let's just grab one of our core field humans. Don't save. Okay, and pretty much use most of these folks at this point now. This guy's like the newest, I think. He's like has some of the least rips in his clothes. Let's use him. Max. Bring him in, and let's just put Max like right there. New collection. People. I'm posing all of my people. Yeah. There we go. There he is. G, not H. Cool. So he's looking in, which is good, and gives us more of a sense of scale. Feeling good about it. Just taking a look here. Yeah, and I like the lights this time, so we'll leave them. Feeling pretty good. I think we'll call it for there. I'm liking this one. Kind of just did sort of mostly the kind of stuff we've been doing lately, but we tried a few different things with making some goo. I like the hangy ones a lot. We used tissue to create this sort of honeycomb field here for the pods that people wake up from when they're dead. I think that's fun. Grew some stuff on our skeleton, you know, the usual kind of thing. And yeah, I think we're in good shape for our wannabe for today. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I appreciate it. I will be back again tomorrow, and we will do something else. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your day. Take care, and we'll see you later. All right. Bye.